right, everybody. Happy Friday, October 22nd, 2021. Live stream here. Chris Varley, Trade Ideas, live Q&A. Hopefully the people that I have asked in the live support chats are heading over here so I can answer your questions about simulated trading and Holly. You are here, please let me know in the questions panel so that I can help assist you out here. I can't lie, having myself a day today. What a day. We got this craziness from yesterday. I had no part of this whatsoever yesterday or today. However, I did participate in this one this morning. I took a pre-market trade in this guy coming right up there. And you can see my buys and my sells moving all the way up. And it's a good way to go into the weekend here, to say the least. Yep. I took a shot in the pre-market at 583. It just worked out nicely for me. So it was a beautiful thing. Again, questions panel here. That's how to communicate with me. Please throw them in there. And waiting on a couple of people here to come over from our live support chats. So I think they're looking for Steve Myers. If you're in here, Steve, let me know, please, so I can go over how to do that for you, all right, with the simulator. All right. Looks like we're either not on the chat or not on the panel here, so... All right, I'm going to press on here. Yes, Dan, happy Friday to you as well. Let's take a look around the horn. Some of this craziness that's gone on here. Grom today. It's another one all over the place. If you like to trade these kinds of things. Generally, I don't. Like I said, on Fun, PHUN, I took a shot in the pre-market, small little bit. I was teasing, going to 100 or going to 0. When the market opened and started to move the way it did, I couldn't, had to take some out. But, another one of these here, was making some moves on that gap up and move up here. Got caught, some people got caught in that downward halt there. They were lucky, a few people that I know that were in it, that it bounced after that downward halt just enough to get them out and hit some limit orders for them. But this is why, this type of trading is so risky. I was in Fun, and like I said, I made a few sales on the way up, and then on a halt down at $18, roughly at $18, it halted for an hour, and I had, there's no news coming out when it was going to open or what was going to happen. Halted in here somewhere, and it opened down here at like $10 or something like that, and that was that. I decided to kill that trade. Thought for 1 second I might revisit it here. So it's kind of obeying this 815 EMA. And it made that big move there for a second or so, it looked like, and then it just kind of faded and gave it up, and that was it. There's just too much going on. There's all these crazy SPACs that are happening. I think this might have been another one that did something crazy. Am I on the right one here? No, I can't remember. Andy was talking about it earlier in the chats here. So, revenge of the SPAC, to say the least. See if I can find where they're talking about that earlier. BENE. Another one. So another one did some crazy stuff today. And so, you got to feel for these things, small position, manage your risk. It is hard to manage risk when you start to get these halts like this up here and coming back down this way again. So, those are things in general I do like to stay away from. But like I said, if you got a plan, trade that plan. It's an exciting thing to be in. It's only the second halt I've ever been in. So, 4 years of trading, I've really, really avoided those kinds of things, but it was what it was today. I still don't see my friends from the live support chats coming over for help. Type to them here. I'll take a look here at Holly real quick. Let's see. So Holly, all from the short side today. Interesting, because in the pre-market, the SPY had moved up to all-time highs again, touched off in the regular market, and then pulled back kind of hard. What I would consider hard for these days, anyways. And gave a bounce back. So she's doing it from the short side today. Take a look here, CBLG. She makes that entry on this candle here, gets the price 27.75 on that short, last price 27.31. So just kind of a nice, slow, easy fade on the whole day here. The share size that it takes, unfortunately, sometimes doesn't always reflect what it really was for a trade. I'm share sizing based on $100 risk for that stop loss. That's a pretty hefty stop loss to have there. So, be taking 114 shares. I would think that someone would probably have a tighter stop than that. Then that's a pretty loose stop, maybe even down here. But a few pennies starts to make a difference on these spreads here. Just easy, slow release, no pain whatsoever on that trade. Take a look here at OCUL. I believe same kind of theme here. Yep. It's beautiful gap down. Now, this is one you might have had to work for a little bit while there's shorts available. You do have the uptick rule to contend with. So, you gotta work it, but, worthwhile trade for sure. And the same thing, we get the entry on this candle and we're just never really in pain here. Buyers and sellers, I won't even call that equal. There's a slight range there. The buyers try to bring it back up again for a moment, towing that entry line for a really nice release into the rest of the day here. So just beautiful and moving opposite of the market. You didn't have the market influencing either one of those trades on you. They were just moving independently on their own. And then we have Beyond. And same kind of theme here. You get this big gap down, all right? And when it reverses up for you here, you actually don't have to contend with the uptick rule at this point, I don't believe. Beautiful entry on this candle here, right there at the bottom of it. Nice release into the money. You come back, you start to touch that entry line again before you get a nice release back into end of the day. Now, she does exit these two on a profit save, but, any realistic trader with a realistic plan would say to themselves, especially after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars that you're in the money on the 15-minute mark here on 15-minute chart, you start to see that reverse. Are you really going to let something that you've been in the money that long come back to break even? I want to hope not. That's no trading plan or no strategy that I'm aware of. So, Raymond, I see your question. Holly didn't make a trade on CVG. Has nothing to do with resetting connection or anything like that. What you see on my screen here is all that Holly has done today. 1, 2, 3. CVLG. Yes, I've seen all your chats. I've been in the background of all your chats today, so I'm aware of everything that you had going on today. What you see here is what you see. No CVG at all. CVLG, yes. And she did that at 12:58 Eastern time and 29 seconds. That was the entry time, the alert time for that here. So if you're seeing these 3 trades here, you've got everything correct, my friend. All right. And I'm still waiting to see my friend Steve from my chat over there. If you are here, Steve Myers. So hopefully they're ramming that got you. You don't see no trades was made in CVLG. You have this window here. Do me a favor. All right. Do you have your toolbar up right here? Do you have this toolbar? Give me a heads up, yes or no, please, on that. you can locate this toolbar for me. Okay, go to New and look for AI Holly Strategy Trades window, not strategy window, strategy trades window. Go ahead and give that a click. That should give you this exactly what I'm just pulled up right here. And you should see 1, 2, 3 trades right here. And let me know if that worked for you. And you should see CVLG, OCUL, BYND. Let me know if we got that. And that is Holly there. I know some people see they see this here and they see Holly there. This is not Holly. This is Brokerage Plus here. This has something else to do. While it has something to do with Holly, in the end, it has nothing to do with her actual alert window. What we just went over there is Holly right here. So let me know that you got this window after doing that. And again, one more time, New AI Holly Strategy Trades window. And that's what that will get you here. Just like that. There's one more for us. And then I can walk you over arranging this window a little bit here. All right. So let me know if you're with me. You have that window open, and I can show you a few tricks and tips about arranging this window, how to filter things on it, so on and so forth. In the meantime, if anybody else has questions or something you want to go over, fire away for me here. It's an open forum, live Q&A. 3:40, so we got some time. I am cutting out. I am cutting out about 4:20, 4:25 today. I have a weekend wedding to get to. Hopefully you have some good weekend plans as well. Right. Well, in order to simulate, you have to set up Raman for simulating. So if we wanted to simulate Holly, so all right, so we can be clear about these things here. There's two separate entities here. All right. So you have this window here, the strategy trades window. Okay. That is just the alert window. This is the window that tells you what trades were made, at what time, which symbol, entry price, what the current price is, if there was a re-entry. You can go with moderate profit or conservative profits. All right. Your exit times. There's all kinds of information in this window here. Okay. The second window here is what we call our Brokerage Plus window. Okay. This is where the simulator is. This is also where you can connect to IB or you can connect to E-Trade. On this here, if you don't have it, you would come to New and you come to Holly AI tab. Okay. And that gives you this tab here. In here is where you set the trading instructions for Holly, and you also turn the strategies on. All right. So if you can get to this here, do you have a Brokerage Plus tab open? If you don't have a Brokerage Plus tab open, what you can do is, again, from our menu bar, we go to New, Brokerage Plus. All right. And that's going to give us this window here. And there's all kinds of tabs on here. I don't know which tab it will open up to you here, but there's your 3 tabs. All right. Let me know if you got that. And again, anybody else that's in here, fire away some questions for me here. That's what I'm here for. We can do multiple questions at once here. So that kind of covers. So I'm going to get rid of this extra Holly window because I have my Holly window down here the way I like to have it set up, actually. Well, actually, there's one column here that I don't like. Moderate. Today, moderate profits. Need that column, so we can get rid of that. And for those that are watching here, you can arrange your columns with Holly. You can arrange a lot of stuff with Holly. So if you right click, first, if you want to set up sound, you come to right click and you see actions. You make sure play sound is checked and you come to set up sound. Most people like the text to speech. You must have a Windows machine for the text to speech. It will not work with Apple. Will not work with the Mac. Will not work with the web version. You have these other options. You could select which sound you want and you press OK. And then when Holly makes an alert, you'll get a sound alert with Holly, okay, from this window. Right. So did you enable the strategies today, Raymond? If we came here, did you right click and did you go to the edit long instructions? And did you select the account in here? And after you selected that account, did you right click and did you enable the strategies? Okay, after you've done that, and you don't have anything in your orders tab right now. You don't see orders in here? All right, then you missed a step somewhere. Are you connected up here to Trade Ideas Simulated Trading? Brokerage Plus, right here. Trade Ideas Simulated Trading. Are you connected there? And in here, when you right click on your edit, on your short trading instructions, when you open that up, you see that you're connected to the simulator. Because she did 3 short trades today. So if you edited the long and you know, that's all you edited and you didn't link the short with the account, then that's what happened. So that's going to be my guess at this point. I know for a fact it's firing normal. So all right, with all that, what else do we have going on here? So, and again, you know, while we're working through this with him for simulated trading, anybody else that has questions, please fire away. You know, open forum. Take a look here around the horn. So again, we discussed the SPY. We touched all-time highs again today. That's what I suspected. So got to remember that one too. So now we ask ourselves, all-time highs, all-time highs. Do we form a double top? This is a horseshoe up. You know, to me, there you go. So now you know for next week. All right, 3 short strategies. If she had gone long today, you'd have gotten a trade on the long. Unfortunately, she didn't. But you know, she was 3 for 3 today, and she pretty much nailed it on the short side. So, anyways, you know, taking a look here at this SPY. I don't know. This looks really strong to me right here. You know, I'm not a bear. I'm not a bull. I just play the charts. But to me, that tells me that we're going up. You know, this kind of range. We whoopsied underneath it here. Now we're poked back over. We poke back over. We poke back over. So that's kind of what I'm seeing from it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. It makes no real difference to me, and not the only thing it'll change with my trading is possibly how long I hold any trades. For IBKR, you select the IBKR accounts, whatever you have your option of. So, you know, instead of simulated trading, you know, up here you connect to IB, Interactive Brokers, connect, okay, and then in here on your edit long, when you come into here, You come to account, you'll find your IB account number. Mine's hidden because, I can't be showing my account number. Mine, I'm hidden right there. Okay. And you're going to do the same thing. That was the long. You got to do the same thing with the short ones. Edit short trading instructions. Edit that account. Find the account. Select that account. And that is the end. And then make sure you're enabled everything, and you will be good to go. I just step away for a minute. May have missed it. Did you? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see your channel bar question. Scroll back up. I'm sorry. Is it possible to change channel bar order? Is that? No, it's a server side thing. Sorry, you can't change the order on that. It's static. This here is what he's talking about, the channel bar. So no. Well, hold on. I don't think you can. Channel descriptions, move, edit custom channels. No, it's just this. Nope. Yeah, I knew there's up and down arrows, but I think that's just for if you add anything to it. That's all that is. So, sorry, Dan. All right, so we got that. I believe you are set to, hold on, look at your account. And I can't change things. We can only enable data for the test drives for certain periods of time because of rules with the exchanges. We have rules that we have to follow with the NYSE, the NASDAQ, the Amex, and so on and so forth. We can't just turn people's data on and off how we feel like it. The best I can do is tell you, send an email here, but an email there requesting for the account services to see if they can extend you an extra market day or not. But like I said, there's rules that we have to follow. They're the ones that really work with the exchanges on all those things about data. So in the exchanges, they come after us very hard about data. They don't mess around. When someone comes in and they lie about being a professional trader using our software and the exchanges find out, they come down pretty hard with some fines. So it's not something we play around with. So you can send an email request there, and they'll look things over and give you a yes or no if they can do that for you. So back to the last comments I want to make about the SPY is you don't make all-time highs without breaking a few eggs. You don't make the omelet without breaking a few eggs here. So we topped out intraday here, put a big letdown there, and then the bounce here. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't like all-time highs for trading quite personally. It gets very choppy. Things whip around. A lot of things that I trade end up, when the SPY's moving up, it seems like they kind of just creep very little compared to the SPY. When the SPY tanks, it seems like they tank right with the SPY. And then when the SPY pulls back, I never seem to come back just quite as much as that rollover did. So, my style of trading, what I like to get in and out of, is affected kind of negatively by what goes on with it. It is what it is. And so I just changed my expectations. But regardless, I think we grind higher again here, barring something, some other unforeseen black swan, whatever you want to call it. We've dealt with a Delta wave, didn't hurt us. This inflation doesn't seem to be hurting us. Shipping crisis doesn't seem to be hurting us. Energy crisis doesn't seem to be hurting us. I mean, you go through and Google how many crises are going on right now. You get 12 crises or something going on around the world right now. Nothing just seems to stop this market, no matter what. So that's that on that. The Qs, can't imagine, are too far off here. Let's take a look. So they're lagging a little bit behind. They rolled over today. Didn't quite make that same comeback that the SPY did on that right there. Very similar to the SPY chart, just not as much of a bounce. But the Qs are even more tech heavy than the SPY. So that's what you're going to find with the tech heavy, and tech still just can't seem to get it in gear and keep it in gear here. So, these are the bellwethers that we go to. And look, identical charts to the Q basically. So no surprise on any of this. Google slapped around today. Not sure what that was about. Um, um, sorry, an internal chat here. All right, there we go. Answer that question for someone else on that side. So, Google, I'm not sure what happened there. Like I said, I don't really pay too much attention to the news. We gap and go for most of the day on Google, trying to catch some tailwind here at the close. Did we close yet? Did the market close yet? No, I got a couple of minutes still. So, and then we take a look at the diamonds, the Dow 30. And just to end things on the Qs on the NASDAQ, I do believe the Qs they'll find enough tailwind from other stocks involved in it, unless tech really, 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 really rolls over. But here are the diamonds. And the same theme again, takes out all-time highs, rolls over, comes right back and almost touches all-time highs again today. So, they're going to close not at all-time highs, but close at an all-time high on a close today. And that's the story as far as the major indexes go. And now if we take a look here at take a look at around the horn here on, not sure why it's not popping up for me. Where is my sector list? Interesting. All right, so take a look at the sector list here. Energy continues to be one of the darlings of this market. XOP just continues to do its thing, grinding higher, grinding higher, grinding higher. Now, these energy stocks are not going to be anywhere near all-time highs. You got to go way back for those, when oil was 150 barrel or whatever it was way back when. But we can see we've taken out some significant levels. That's COVID right there. All right. And we continue to have these nice bounces and just grinding higher this whole way up in this channel right now. Still continue to grinding. It looks like we're going to break this channel, I think, and continue to make a move up, barring big shifts in energy policies around the world. Everybody's trying to go green, and there's no plan to go green, and all of a sudden we realize, whoops, we still need the energy that's coming out of the ground right now. So it is what it is. Right, wrong, or indifferent. These double horseshoe up plays right now. I hesitate to call it a cup and handle like that. It's almost a reverse cup and handle, but all the same, I still think I think we're headed back up to this level up here. I think in the long run here over the coming months and winter, especially with nat gas. Find ourselves a UNG chart. Made that big run up, made that big pullback, made another run up, made another pullback, and now it's starting to make that run up again. So what I mean is, we've had this run up, really nice run up here, all right? Made a slight pullback. We had a real massive run up and a pullback, and another huge, messy, but another massive run up. And we've come crashing down. We've got all these moving averages jumbling around, with the 50 really trying to catch up. All right. Every time it starts to try to give it up, this gap down, then continue, and it recovers it. All right. And it gaps up and it starts to move down, and it starts to move back up again. And I just think that's what we're going to see from energy. Don't fight it is my 2 cents. I continue to be bullish energy. It could change on a dime. Anybody that knows me knows for years I thought energy was, couldn't get out of its own way. It was garbage. They were garbage stocks. I wouldn't look at them. The charts changed my mind though. It wasn't that I wouldn't look at them. I wouldn't look at them as in trading. I'd continue to look at the charts always, and just kind of my 2 cents on that right there. What time usually have live classes? So I do this every day at 3:30 Eastern, Monday through Friday. And then this same link that gets you into here, that opens every day at 9 o'clock Eastern. Barry runs it as a trading room every day, 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. At 12 p.m. also on the Eastern times, he gives up the stream for an hour, and that's a live Q&A similar to what I'm doing. It's usually a little more active. There's a few more people in there, some more questions. And then Barry shuts down at 3 o'clock. The stream is dead for half an hour, and I start it back up every day at 3 o'clock, 3:30 Eastern. So it's every single day. We're just trying to keep up with some stuff that's going on in here. So that's my kind of story right there, going through some of these here. What's really interesting, I'm just noticing now, is the VIX way up here. So just kind of interesting to note that we're closing out near all-time highs again. VIX made a real big spike today, and VIX is your fear indicator. It's a hedge, your volatility indicator, all that stuff like that. So just interesting to notice that move. Of course, it's given up a good portion of it. But that is what it is. Just interesting to note going into next week. We'll see how that plays out. Take a tour around the rest of these here. Move this so I can see what's going on here. So I don't really care for this one as the regional banks. I really like the KRE and the KRB, but I look at this anyways. I have it up there to look, grinding higher. You had financials reporting, a bunch of them this week and a few next week. KBE. There's a banking ETF right there, and continue to be bullish on the banks. But you don't find the moves in banks like you do some of the other stocks. Or slower grinds, so things that you want are a little safer, tighter stop losses, so on and so forth. But I still see that right there like this. Could kind of call it an inverted head and shoulders. This here. All right. So there's your shoulders. All right. I'm sorry. There's your shoulders, your head. You can go either way with that. But that's what I'm seeing there. So I think the financials continue to help lead. The XLF, that's going to be your big financials. That's your JP Morgans and Citis and so on and so forth. They seem to be allowed to, basically do whatever they want still. And as long as they're allowed to do whatever they want, they make money. That is a nice cup and handle right there. That's getting pretty textbook. So if you were watching, you've been paying attention the last whatever, you've been in these webinars with me, you know that this is stuff that I've been talking about a lot. It's not anything special. It's not anything different than anybody else is looking at. And again, I'm no expert on these things, but this is what I'm seeing in the charts. And so far it's kind of played out the way I've been seeing it. You're going to have your broker dealers here. So your interactive brokers, your E-Trades, your TD Ameritrades, any brokerages that are traded. That's a very thinly traded ETF in general, but regardless, this continues to show that money is flowing into the brokerages. More people are trading than ever, whether it's cryptocurrencies, whether it's stocks, options, bonds, doesn't matter. More people than ever involved in their own finances in one way or another. And so it just continues to show that there's an overall bullish sentiment of the market, in my opinion. These things matter. And I like to look at things in 2 different time frames, short term and long term. All right. Like everybody else, I trade short term, I invest long term. The biggest money that you're ever going to make is in holding. Nobody got wealthy by day trading. Everybody that's gotten wealthy has done it by buy and holds. Again, some financial services here. All these financial services, if we're paying attention, all of them right here, look at this. Position and ranges on the years. They're at the max position on the range for the year. Right here, we can see that. And they're all sitting at the top, closing out at all-time highs on a Friday. So I don't know. Does that mean we crash on Monday? Maybe. I don't know. Does that mean we stay strong? Maybe. I also don't know. What I do know is that closed out bullish. The charts have been showing bullish on all these things, and we continue to do it. Your metals and your mining, it's an interesting one. All right. Got this kind of wedge that's forming, and it's going to have to resolve itself here. All right. Coming off this top all-time highs area there. We continue to bang down, bang down, bang down. Now we've taken a big turn back up again. Do we come back and test this again? Or are we going to pull up again here? My 2 cents on this one is it continues to grind sideways for a little bit here before we find some resolution. I think that sideways grind will help us to see a resolution a little bit better. And again, there's no guarantees on any of this stuff. Nobody knows better than the next person. We all look at the same charts. We just interpret them different. It's all the same data. How are you interpreting it? But that's what I see on the miners. One of the things I think kind of hurts the miners overall is the precious metals. Gold, silver. They can't get out of their own way. Where are they today? What are they doing today? What's GLD doing today? So, another day that shows me why I just kind of stay away from gold. You get these big moves up on it and it just gives it up, and it tries to get back up and it gives it up, and then this move and now it's giving it back up again. Can it try to work higher? I don't know. But if you look at this long-term chart, there's your high and a lower 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 high. And it tries to challenge that lower high, but can't do it. Is this a lower high again? I don't know. But if it doesn't, it's got these highs to start to bust through. It's a lot of work for it to do. And yes, anything, all of a sudden, you wake up one day and you're on third base with gold. It could be. But that's not how I look at charts. That's not how I bet on the charts. That's not how I trade. That's my 2 cents there. So, gold's got work to do if it wants to do it. That's a downward trend line right there. I'm not huge on trend lines in general, but that seems to matter right now. So again, it's wedging. If it can move sideways, then maybe it's breaking that trend and we can see it go that way. If it moves sideways and starts to curl down, we're making new lows again in gold. Just that simple. Let's take a look here at silver. Kind of jumping around here, but the theme of what I want to point out with the miners and why the miners are having problems. And the same kind of thing here with silver. Silver's a little different because you had that whole Wall Street bets nonsense that got involved in it. And silver wasn't looking real healthy here. And then Wall Street bets came along and, they did this whole move here and this kind of jumble, and then it crashed down again afterwards here. And silver remains to me to be an anomaly. It has some real world value to it with tech components and things like that. But for whatever reason, the silver charts just can't get out of their own ways. And every time it looks like it's going to, it doesn't. And that's just my 2 cents on silver. Take a look here. The same kind of thing. If we take out Wall Street bets right here, you could almost call that a double top on silver right there before it came crashing down. Same kind of theme. Silver gaps up and it makes a move and right back down again, right back to the dungeon, almost filling that gap to the T right there. So, that wick doesn't look bullish to me, but we'll see. And same kind of theme. Try to draw somewhat of a trend line. This isn't looking as nice a trend line as gold, actually. So did it break a trend right there? Does it look like it broke a trend? I don't know, maybe. If we can grind sideways, maybe we can get a pull up, I think. But we see another down day. If silver opens down Monday, and I think that's the route that it's headed again. Again, just what the charts look like to me. That doesn't mean they look like that to you whatsoever. So let's head back up on the list again. There's UNG. We did that. This is your gold junior miners. There's your 20-year bond. Position and range on the year. It's negative. So people just aren't buying bonds for whatever reason in general. You got for whatever reason in the summertime that hedge was made. You got range bound here and gave it up. And I don't see it making any big move back up from there. I'm not a bond guy, but that's what that chart looks like to me. USO is energy. We don't need to cover that. KRU, we kind of looked at that. And KBE. Again, financials, they just look very strong to me overall. There's your silver junior miners, SILJ. Same thing. This looks even worse than the rest here, to be honest. Like I said, there's your Wall Street's bets garbage. And when I say garbage, I mean Wall Street's bets guys are fine. I'm just saying, that's the effect it had on a chart. Nothing long term. It's just an anomaly that's on the chart now. So it looked like it was going to do it here, and it couldn't. And that's the end of it. So, and we'll see what happens. Got the short term momentum averages on its side, but Gonna need a little bit more than that for silver to turn my brain around on it. XLE, that's your energy. This is your big energy funds. And again, strong as can be on this as far as I'm concerned. Beautiful trough. Another one. Wouldn't be surprised if we grind and then take that out up here. That's my 2 cents there. Again, well off the lifetime highs because we're well off those high prices on some of those things, but nat gas has been batty. We'll see what happens with that. We covered SLV, so SIL is the miners. We're good there. SLX, same thing. SLV, we can skip all this. This is your healthcare sector, IYE. Or no, I'm sorry. IYE is another energy. We discussed energy at nauseum, I feel like, at this point, but the same thing. Now this looks to be getting extended, especially off this 20 here. Would love to see it sideways. Love to see this 20 come flat and then jam it right back up again. Like I said, I'm betting energy for the medium term anyways. We can skip GXD, GDX at your gold miners. Again, it's not going to look anything different than what we're looking at for precious metals. This is going to be consumer here, consumer staples. We'll see how inflation plays out into this. It's just, strange thing, and especially all this inflation talk. I think that was what this was. Now we've confirmed, yes, inflation's here. It isn't transitory. It's around. That's the end of the story. So now that we rip that Band-Aid off, do we make a move up here? I think so. We got Christmas. People are going to spend on Christmas no matter what. Everybody finds a way to justify getting the stuff, for whatever you need, your Christmas parties, your Christmas trees, Hanukkah, very big around the area where I live. All those holidays are coming in, Thanksgiving, every bit of it. I think people will continue to spend. They're going to throw parties. They're going to eat. People are tired of being locked in. That's just my 2 cents on that. And again, this is a live forum. So, feel free to interrupt me, anybody, on any of this here. We're not really covering the platform itself, just giving a market recap here for the end of the week. Transportation, shippers have been really big as of recently overall, but the shippers have been one of those ones where they're pulling up, they're giving it up. They're pulling up, they're giving it up. They've been very, very whippy. Cost of shipping is expensive, but is that bullish? Is that bearish? Charts give the edge to the bulls right now, I suppose. I like this rate here, but I would really love to see it again chop sideways a little bit, let this 8 EMA flatten out, and then give it a push back up through this. This seems like to be a pretty big deal level in here before we're getting back up there again. There's your KBE, again, your regionals on the banks, your financials. And I'd recommend to anybody that's you're really trying to get into finance, you're really trying to learn trading and things like that. I have most of those ETF tickers memorized. All right. It's part of my business plan. My business plan is to memorize it all. So, you might find yourself in a good position, as you start to memorize tickers. Not just that, a lot of tickers, whether it's ETFs or stocks, they have personalities. It's good to familiarize yourself with that stuff. So, but again, all-time highs again. Do we say, is it a double top? I don't know. This looks bullish to me though. And especially as it caught the 80, let's give a zoom in, and I see your question, Dan. I'm going to jump on that in 1 second. I just want to, I keep talking about watching moving averages, catching things and giving a boost. So we watch this get extended off this 8 EMA, and it comes down and tests it and pierce it, and comes down, tests and pierce it, and it catches the 8 EMA and gets a nice boost, boom, the next several days off of it, just like that. Gap ups, gap and give it up, flat, a wick, and then boom, we get the move right here. So those are the things that I'm looking for from moving averages. Trying to find those setups. That's what my eye sees. That's what I am personally looking for. Dan, are there any rules for stocks that can show up in top list alerts? I was surprised I have a ticker that isn't trading anymore show up in a top list. If it's on a symbols list, if that top list is attached to a symbols list, yes, it'll show up in the top list for sure. I don't know if I have one in my mic. Yeah, here's one. So because this is attached to a symbols list, this acquisition company no longer exists. Whatever happened to them, they stopped trading 2 days ago, as we can see here. So yeah, they'll show up still because, the data still exists. We still have to hold the data for, I don't know how long, not just us, but our data providers, the stock market, whatever, the NYSE, NASDAQ. So for whatever reason, it's probably still meeting the scan for whatever period of time. There's something in there's some metric within the stock that still qualifies the filters of that top list is what's going on for you there. So that's that. All right, so that's kind of my rundown here. We could take a look at the bottom here. So B dry, that's your shippers again. And like I said, is it bullish? Is it bearish? Is it bullish? Is it bearish? I mean, you get this big move up, and I mean that's so extended up there. So to see it pull back like that, it's not a surprise. Is this overdone? It looks a little overdone to me. But then again, I read something about shipping went from, I don't know, $3,000 from some kind of measurement of containers to $25,000 or $16,000, something ridiculous like that. So is that bullish? Is that bearish? The chart maybe now it's saying it's bearish, I guess. I don't know. This seems to be a big level that it came off of and came down and tested today. So we'll see what it does in the next coming days. Up there, bullish, obviously. Down here, bearish. So we'll see as far as the shippers go. I look at the charts, but I never know what to make of this anymore with the pot stocks. I can't think of anything more beat up than these poor things. You had that. I don't even remember what that was. And then it's just a slow bleed, just slow bleed the whole way down. Look at this 50. When you have the 50 moving average suppressing something for that long, that's bad. At what point is it overdone, and we can get a move up on it? I don't know. The other day we noted anybody that was in here had made a move, Tilray, Cron, a bunch of this Aurora Cannabis, all your big pop players, they all made that big move. I don't really know what to make of any of this. If I understand correctly, if you have whatever it's called, a dispensary, you still can't really bank your money with a real bank. The federal government half the time wants to lock you up. The state government wants you to sell as much pot as you can for revenue. So it's like, well, okay, the sheriffs won't arrest me, but the DEA will. Like, how does this all work? So, I don't even know what to say about that stuff anymore. This is going to be communications of some sort. Yeah. Kind of thinly traded ETF, but all the same, Vanguard. So that's why I pay attention. I got that 50 hanging over it. It feels kind of heavy to me right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see us come back and test down here again. With that, it is up in the year, though. We can see the position range on the year there, XLC. Again, communications. This is a much heavier traded ETF, however. And it kind of gives me that same feeling, this gap down under this 50 here, and it feels like the 50 just got kind of a hold of it right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see us come down and test these levels down here again. That's kind of my thoughts are on that chart. So communications do not look bullish to me overall. Your clean energy, just going bananas here and then bananas here, and it just seems to be like the long-term trend. It's a trend here that got broken and a new trend that started here. It's going to break out. That's a terrible. More looks like this. That's a better line. So let's get rid of that. It's kind of what I see here. It's broken it. It's above the 50-day. Wouldn't be surprised to see it make a move up towards this range here. And see it test this level and then see what it's made of. See what clean energy is made of here. Solars, solar is going to kind of be attached to that. Your tan, same kind of thing here. This looks a little nicer, but long time. Again, kind of looks very similar to what we were just doing after that range or after that run up. I'm sorry, you got this long range here and a range within a range. We'll see what happens with it. Hard to say on this. I think they kind of just chop in this range in here for a long time and stay sloppy with the solars. So, all right, everybody, you're at 4:17. I'm going to wrap it up in the next couple of minutes if there are no questions coming in. Take a pause here. Been talking a little bit. Take a sip of water. I was communicating that to the team here. So take another second here if anybody's got any other questions. Believe we had an interesting move here. Yeah, Barry was chiming in about this off his options alert. So, all kinds of craziness this week. We'll see what it translates into next week. I thought for 1 second China stocks were going to go wild. Take a look at some stuff that I was looking at from China here. So, they made this move. I guess they were wild. Now we'll take a pause here. We'll see what happens there. Trying to think what else is China related that I saw. What did DD do today? So, DD an inside day. Is that setting up for that next leg up? We'll have to see. Here's another one, just some interesting stuff from these here. Made a huge move today and then just gave it up. So we'll see. It's funny. I actually had this on my list to watch. I took it off my liked list this morning after the last couple of days. We'll see. We didn't talk about. Let's just look at the China ETFs, I guess, before I get out of here. So KWeb. So yeah, China just, I wanna change my mind about it. Got this very bearish range here on China for a long time. These are Chinese internet stocks. I don't know, that double top right there kind of feels like it at this point. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. What's the other big China one there? Not the IYH, is it? No, IYH is not that. That's a financial. That's healthcare. I'm sorry. What do we got here? There it is. That's what I was looking for. Where's my China? These are trusts. Industrials. Where's KO? Usually you're not far behind. So here's emerging markets. And, the same kind of theme here. So the emerging markets, just, the same theme. Hump, a hump, a hump. Looks like a hump again. So just can't seem to get out of its own way with these things here. Really looks like that way to me. Home builders have been pounding away on the home builders. XHB. That wick today, we'll see what happens. They're extended. Again, I'd love to see this EMA catch and then give it that boost right there. So, so that's, the short and skinny. And, we never talk about the IWM. We go through the other major ones. Those don't know, these are your small caps. All right. So this is the small caps. We talk about the SPY and the Qs, and we're going to end it on the IWM here. A lot of what we trade is IWM related. All right. And you want to talk about an ugly range. All right. Look at that. And look at that line. Just bang, 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 bang. Is it trying to curl up here? It kind of looks like it to me, but that is a long range from the beginning of the year here till now. We'll see what happens. But, a lot of what we trade it's, small caps. Most of us, I won't say most of us, but a good portion of traders are small caps. And this is what's made it tough for a lot of people. this chop and slop and sideways grind, and you're up all of a sudden, 30, 40 cents a share, and then you're back down and you're even. And that's where this comes in, a lot of this chop and slop and grind and all that like that. So if you don't watch the IWM, I really highly recommend keeping it on your charts, keeping it on some list, taking a big watch at that. And you know it's one of those ones that has a lot of trouble. It gets sideways for a long, long time. We can see here it did it back through 2017 and 18. Look at that. Just a long time before it attempted to break its way out, and then COVID happens. And it's a long way back up to all that damage right there. It took a long time to get back up here. And when it did, yes, it rocketed up, and then that was it. You know. So, and this is going to be December 2018 right there, when the Fed said they were going to tighten, and then they said, "Oh, we're just kidding." So, knowing your chart history is important. Some serious grind. So if you were to ask me, while it isn't a technical bear market, it's bear market like, that sideways grind for so long. I think the IWM's due to make a move up. Is it going to? I don't know. It'd be due to do a lot of things and not make those moves. So, all right, everybody. Looks like crowd's dropping. I'm going to wrap it up. I thank everybody for watching. We do this every day, Monday through Friday, 3:30 Eastern, right here live. Q&A for trade ideas. I hope in the coming weeks and months we do a little more on the platform and not just these kind of market recaps, but Friday's a good day to do market recaps. So, all right, I thank you for watching, everybody. You have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Enjoy yourselves. Take care, and we'll see you back here Monday.